This bird has been in this park for about 20 years now.
Today we're headed down to Illinois to look for a really special, rare, and unique bird. It's a hybrid laughing and ring-billed gull called the Colonel. It's a particular bird that's come back to a similar location, and part of looking for this bird is that it's not kind of hanging out in the area, we gotta bring it in. And so we picked up a loaf of bread to help chum it to the area, and I think we got a pretty good pick of bread here.
Do you have any idea what kind of bread this is? This is a premium Swiss rye. If this doesn't bring in the Colonel, nothing will.
With our secret weapon in hand, we started the drive from Wisconsin all the way down to the Illinois-Indiana border, where we met up with gull expert Amar Ayash, who told us about what to expect from the Colonel.
I mean, this is what it always does. It comes out of the marina, it makes one pass, two passes, and that's really all you get. And then it never comes back. Like, you got to come back tomorrow to see it, or wait.
So we have one shot.
5 or 6 hours. Pretty much, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thankfully, the Colonel was hanging out a little closer than usual, allowing us to get a view before even throwing out any bread. We got the Colonel! We decided to drive down and look on these pilings, and it's hanging out there, but we're gonna use the bread to try to bring it in a little closer. It is such a unique bird.
This bird has been in this park for about 20 years now. And it popped up a little bit after a pure laughing gull was found at Lake Calumet. It was a ring-billed colony with about 60,000 ring-bills breeding. And just one random year, we found a pure laughing gull in there. And sure enough, about a year later, somebody noticed a weird-looking ring-billed gull that turned out to be a ring-billed laughing first-year bird. Second year, looked more like a laughing gull. Third year, more like a laughing gull. And it's never missed a year since about 2003, 2004.
What gave him the name the Colonel?
So right on the state line here, if we cross this main road, there's a KFC there. And the bird would perch on top of the KFC. And it used to favor that site for the first like 5 or 6 years of its life. And then for whatever reason, it just stopped going to the KFC and McDonald's, just stays on the lakefront now.
It's much healthier now.
Yeah.
It's probably just more health conscious than it used to be.
You know, growing up.
Yeah.
After hearing the backstory of the Colonel, we started chumming, and it immediately became clear that this wasn't Amar's first time throwing bread out to bring in gulls. So what's the key to the perfect toss?
Well, you got to calculate the angular velocity. No, I'm kidding. It's just practice, which is ridiculous. A lot of practice. Yeah. Not forcing it.
I tried to do it. Mine went like 2 feet.
Let's
and then
see.
He's just out there hurling it.
Let's
like
see
it's
one. You got one?
Discus.
You got one?
You want me to throw one?
Yeah. Let's
You
see
don't
it.
want me to throw one.
Let's see the technique here.
Okay. Is it more like skipping a rock or more like throwing a frisbee?
It's much more like a frisbee.
Okay. It's a little floppy. It's a delicate kind of bread.
Oh.
Look at that. I think I tried too hard. I think I wanted it to be too impressive.
I just learned to calculate the wind.
Oh, that was much better.
We moved down the break wall, and eventually the Colonel moved off the pilings and passed right by us, giving us some great views. At close range, we were able to really appreciate the striking features of this bird, including the orange bill that had a ring on it, as you would see in a ring-billed gull, the eye arcs as you would see in a laughing gull, parts of a hood remaining from the bird's breeding plumage, as well as its darker back. However, while we were watching this fascinating bird, we had an unexpected surprise. We got some really nice views of the Colonel. It came in, circled a couple times, but as we were kind of doing that, a huge group of cops showed up. And so they came over, and we weren't sure if they were going to kind of question us and what we were doing, but it turns out there's a distress signal that was out over here, so I think a boat capsized. There's helicopters and Cops now moved to the other side, but we were a little curious about what was going to go down there, but we did get our awesome views of the Colonel. And it has that nice dark back and that orange bill, so it is pretty distinctive once it's actually flying about. From a distance, it's a little tough to tell what's what.
I had a lot of fun seeing the Colonel, and I think it went exactly how I expected. From it coming into the bread to the police showing up, I think that this was like exactly as I had in my mind. But what a cool bird and what a cool story. It's been coming here for 20 years repeatedly, and it's a mainstay of this particular place, and it keeps coming back. So really unique. I love that kind of story in the bird world.
Overall, we had a great time seeing the Colonel and learning more about it from Amar. Have you ever seen an interesting hybrid bird? Let us know in the comments below. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Badgerland Birding. Catch it out of the air like a retriever.
I don't know, you can try. That was a nice toss. Wow.
I think it's all on the wrists.